Hello, Moberly. I'm Scott, your community relations manager, and I'm here at the table for the final episode with Shawn Middendorf, our public utilities director. Shawn, you've got a long history of managing water systems across the state. What does that process look like specifically for the city of Moberly?
We have a lot of challenges here. The pipes in the ground are between 50 and 100 years old, depending on what part of the system you're in. Uh, like anything in life, as things get older, they tend to become problematic. Take your car, for example. The higher miles, the more years on it, you have mechanical issues. Well, a distribution and a collection system are very similar. They don't have miles, but they have age. And if they weren't installed properly 50 to 100 years ago, that kind of fast forwards the problems on set as we go. So it's challenging, no doubt. But in the end, we're going to do a professional service for the citizens of Moberly.
I've heard you talk about this just in presentations that you've given. This is part of being proactive to meet the needs of the distribution and the collection side of the business. Talk to me about how important proactive means and what that means to you.
We use these two terms often. Proactive is one, and then reactive. And so reacting is really kind of self-explanatory. You have a reaction to something. Well, in this case, we have a main break. We have to react. The proactive approach is the reason I know we have more than 50% of the pipe in the ground is cast iron is because we're trying to be proactive, do the research to find out what's out there. And once we have that, we know what we're looking at. We've identified the problem. Now we can start planning replacements strategically. And funding is usually the biggest hurdle challenge. We don't just have endless amounts of money to do this, and so we have to plan accordingly. We can't replace that 50% equals like 55 miles of pipe.
55 miles of pipe.
And that
It's
doesn't
cast iron.
correct, and that doesn't count the valves to make the connections and the isolation points. So you can see that would be a major, major expense for the city of Moberly. So I would love to say, hey, next year we're replacing 50 miles of cast iron pipe. That's not a reasonable approach.
So being proactive, you're taking a look at the entire picture, the entire system, and then you're looking for specific areas to pinpoint and start working, just checking off the list.
Yes, yeah. So anytime we have a break or where we fix a leak, the DNC crew, they record that somewhere. And so we have a list. A section of main might have 4 repairs on it in a 2-year period. That would probably elevate that segment of main on a replacement schedule. So again, we had to identify what was out there. Now we're still in the process of really dialing in on prioritizing that list. So it's in the works. We're not there yet. We don't have this grand, perfect plan yet, but we are in the process.
There's a lot of infrastructure that's in the ground. We just don't see it. We see the water turn on. We see the water go away and take whatever it is there with it. But there's a lot of infrastructure that goes along with this, a lot of maintenance that happens. And you said this already, it costs to do that.
COVID happened a few years ago, and that really threw everything just went haywire as far as cost, including the cost to do business regarding parts, pieces, wages, everything to do with a distribution or a collection system. And so I can tell you the Fifth Street project that we did recently, just the parts and pieces, pipe, valves, things that we used, was roughly $25,000.
Wow.
That's one block. And that does not include labor because we used our employees to do that. And so it's expensive.
Sure. Yeah. Just like anything else, the prices are going up.
Absolutely.
For supplies.
There was a rate study done that was completed in last year, 2024. And it had a lot of good information. It showed the trends and the increases. not just water and sewer related, but across all things, all items. I mean, there's data out there that anybody can go find with, I think it's the Bureau of Labor Statistics, consumer price indexes, all that, and it's trending upward. And if that's trending upward, that means the parts and pieces we need and use are also trending upward. So,
Well, even electricity, the cost to run the plants.
yes.
To get that water from A to B requires a pump. That pump's got to run. The chemicals to treat the water, both on the inlet and the outlet side. There's a cost to all of that. So the cost of maintaining a system like this, we've talked about the cost of materials increasing, the cost of the process of getting pipe in the ground and repairing it. That cost is increasing, and the city council recently voted to increase rates with water and sewer as the consumer price index has increased. So just like groceries have increased, the price has gone up about 5% is what the CPI looks like. And so the increase in rates would be a 5% increase. What is that going to look like for our residents on a monthly basis?
Yeah, so people tend to get focused on the percentage, which is 5. But in reality, the average user will pay about $3.62 more per month. And so, and that really doesn't quite cover the entire cost of running the system. Like it's helping us sort of maintain where we are today. That's why the proactive thing that we talked about earlier is so critical. Like we've got to get to doing best practices to help with the overall cost of the system. So it's just, again, it doesn't happen overnight. So we just have to keep working toward better improvement and so on.
Shawn, I appreciate you spending some time at the table with me today to talk through what it looks like to make water in Moberly. We're going to continue this conversation because I want to take folks out to Sugar Creek Lake and to the water treatment plant so that they can see how this process works. We can be confident in the water that we're producing. It's safe, it's regulated, and the guys that are keeping the pipes in the ground running are dedicated to this, the city and to our community. I'm grateful for what you're doing. Thank you, Shawn.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.